and welcome back to redheart.com as well as the Crochet Crowd. I'm your host Mikey, and in today's tutorial we are working on Christmas balls. Some people also call these baubles, and what we're doing here is that we're creating a cover to make our Christmas balls look like they're homemade. Now, to give you a few tips right off the bat, I suggest that you use plastic, because I have a cat that likes to knock these things off, and if you do glass, if it falls off, you know, these are made to fit around the ball permanently, so it'd be like a waste of a project if the ball breaks inside. You can also substitute styrofoam if you wish, and in today's tutorial I am using the Heart and Soul sock yarn by Red Heart because it's really nice and thin, and the colors that you see within these baubles here are naturally within inside the ball, so I don't have to change any colors because the yarn is already doing the work. So let's dive a little more into this project, and I'll tell you a little more about it right now. So let me tell you a little bit more about these crochet balls, or crochet Christmas baubles, whatever you want to call them today. And what we have here is that I've written the pattern for all 5 of these designs. They range from 1.5 inches in diameter all the way to 3. The pattern is available in the more information of this video. You just have to click a link. It will take you to the crochetcrowd.com to the holiday section, and you will find these in the holiday area. And again, this is a really great concept. Now, from what people are saying online, Mikey, how tight are these to the ball? And then if I just put in my hook on the inside, you can see, you know, they're snug to the ball, but they're not overly pressed, just like so. So the colors are just absolutely fantastic. My whole dream in my life is to be able to do an entire Christmas tree all with this same concept, to really make it really a homemade feel. I'm using a size 4mm or a size G crochet hook today, and I will be using the size 2.75 as my pattern to show you this concept, and you can use this concept to do all of it. And again, you just have to match the concept to the pattern that we want to do. The only difference basically is that we're growing this out evenly. We stop at a certain point and then we start bringing it back as we go all the way around. So let's begin. We are using the Red Heart and Soul sock yarn today. I've already used this. This one's called Berry Bliss. This is everything that you see within this line over here, and then this one here is Razzle Dazzle, the same as the boot cuff pattern that we did. I like these even better. I know I should not have a favorite, but I do. And so let's get started today, and if you want to pull the pattern out right now, we're just going to follow on step by step. So the first thing we have to do is that we have to get a Christmas ball. It does not have to be clear. It could be one that's already hanging on your tree and you just want to do it up special. So all you have to just do is take your measuring and just measure the diameter. In this case, I already know it's 2.75 for the actual dimensions of this one, and so that will be the size that I'm going to be aiming for. So you can get different size Christmas balls. Just take your ruler, just measure the diameter and just follow along, and again I have everything measured up all the way to 3 inches in diameter to go across. So following along in my directions, we have a form an adjustable ring, chain 1 and single crochet 6 times into the ring, and then we're going to pull the adjustable ring closed. So to do an adjustable ring, we just want to put the yarn so it's hanging in front of your hand just like so, and just put out your 2 fingers like so, and just come up over and cross it over right in the front section right here. I want to turn it over, and I want to come at the front here, and I want to grab that yarn. But now we have to just be gentle, because I want to grab that yarn that's going to the yarn ball one more time. So just leave this other one in front and just grab it just like so. So that will be your chain 1 as you just did that. So now everything's ready to go into place, and so we're going to do 6 single crochets into the ring. So we're just going to wrap and pull through. So going in and pull through. Getting started for this is always the hardest. That was 2. This is 3. This is 4. Well, it was 4. Now it's going to be 4. And then we have 5. And then we have 6. So what I want you to do is just pull a loop big like this, and I want you to grab another string. It doesn't matter what the size of it, as long as it's not a rope. And I'm gonna be right back. I gotta grab my string. I kind of forgot to, because we need to keep our counts as we're going all the way around. So here is my string, and I'm gonna use that as a stitch marker. So what I'm gonna do here in the last stitch where this is coming out of, I want to slip in my hook, and I want to pull that string partially the way through it. This is a cheap way to get a stitch marker out of anything. And now that is going to be my marker to know that I just did 6 stitches. So let's pull this back tight again, and I want to pull this other string and I want to pull it tight, and what this is going to do is it's going to pull my entire first ring into an actual circle. Let me just pull everything out of the way. So now you can see that there's a full circle. So the whole goal for this is that, especially in our first revolution, we have to make sure that there's going to be 6 stitches going all the way around to get back to this first one. So let's begin our first round all the way around, and let's just reset our hands to make everything get out of the way so we can clearly see everything in position. So my first goal when I'm going all the way around for the first time is, where are the stitches? So I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6 is right underneath. So that's all good. So we just have to make sure there's 6. If you do not see 6, you can throw and slam in another stitch really easily. And we're gonna put 2 single crochets into side to each one of these 6 going around. And remember that, so we're gonna put 2. Getting started on these are the hardest part. Once you get started, this becomes really easy to maintain as far as growing the size as well as decreasing. Now for myself, I'm not used to using smaller hooks like this, so for me it takes a little bit getting used to, but once you get used to it, you're good to go. So we're just going to count again. So we got 1, so I got 2, 4, 6, and 8. Okay, and I need, if I'm putting 2 into each one, that means that there should be a total of 12 in this particular round. And this is the round that I'm really counting, because if you start off wrong, then the rest of your bobble is going to be wrong as well. So it's a single crochet, and so your last stitch then will be where that marker is. Just like so, and pull up, and in the last one, and we're going to do this with every revolution, so I'm just going to show you quickly now. I've already showed you. So we just want to come into the stitch that's underneath where that's being pulled out of, and now we grab that string and pull it through that stitch. Okay, so we just want to keep leaving our stitches into position so that we can continue to count, and that will be round number 2 if you're following along in the directions for the 2.75 directions that we see. So now we're ready to move on to your next spot, and what I want you to do before you do that is that pull this nice string tight, and because that's so long and in my way, I want to just take my scissors and just cut it a lot more manageable so it's not getting in my way as I'm going any further around. So let's move on. We're going to go to round number 3. Okay, in round number 3 it says 2 single crochets together, and then it's going to be an increase, and so then 1 single crochet, and then we're going to repeat that all the way around. So the very first stitch we're going to come in and we're going to put 2 singles in there, 1 and 2, and the next one is going to be 1 by itself, and we're going to do that same pattern going all the way around. Okay, so then the next one is 2, and the next one is 1. So continue that same pattern all the way around, so double into 1, 1 into the next, and when we get around to the other side I'll meet you back up in just a second and we'll finish this round off together. If you're doing your pattern right, before this stitch marker you will have your double, just like so, and then your 1. So whenever you're working on this pattern, when I say that there's if for example I say that there's 4 single crochets after the double, then it should be the 4th crochet, the single crochet. So I'm just going to move up my marker at this point, and this is this round done, and we're going to move on to our next round in just a moment. Okay, round number 4 we have 2 single crochets together increase, and then 1 single into the next 2 stitches. So this round there, if you understand, is that we're going to put the first one is going to be 2 singles, and then the next 2 single crochets will be by themselves. So here's your 1 single crochet in the next 2. So this round here is there's going to be 2 together. Okay, that's an increase, and then the next 2 are by themselves. So continue that process all the way around. We'll be back up in just a moment. Okay, we're coming all the way back around, and I have 3 more stitches to go, and so this will be the last time I'm illustrating this same point. So for example, I'm going 2 in the next, and then there will be 2 by themselves, so that's why there should be 3 before moving along into this row. So the last stitch will always be the single of the very last that it's calling for. just like this. So let's move along to your next row. Let's move up our stitch marker and get started on that process next. Moving up to round number 5, it says 2 single crochet together, increase, and then 3 by themselves. And so basically we're gonna just do 1 and 2 together. So your increase, and now the next 3 stitches are going to be by themselves, and you're going to start to see this almost form a hexagonal shape, and the reason for it is that we started off with 6 right at the very beginning, so there's going to be 6 equal sides appearing. So once you get your 3 in a row to get by themselves, your next one is a double, and then the next 3 are by themselves, and these are all of course single crochet. So let's meet back up and we'll move along to the next round, which will be round number 6. Okay, round number 6 is now complete, and I just wanted to share with round number 5 is now complete, and I just want to share a quick little story with you. If you do not have the right number of count at the end, I would strongly recommend that you pull that line apart that you just did if it's been working out up until this point, because you're off by 1. It'll make a little bit of a difference because it will not fit your bobble just right. Or what you can do is just throw in an extra stitch, but I'd have to question if you're not finishing off in the right spot, then chances are the rest of your project's going to be out of alignment, so you might have to adjust for yourself. So round number 6, we have 2 single crochet together, increase, and then 1 single crochet into the next 4. So this one is going to be 2 together, and the yarn is changing color, so now the really funky colors are now coming into play, and so now the next 4 are by themselves. And continue that same process, so 2 single together and then 4 single crochets by themselves, and I'll meet back up and let's start round number 7 next. Okay, moving on to round number 7, it says 2 single crochets in together, increase, and then 1 single into the next 5. So if you're following along at all, so do you see how you can use these directions for the rest of your the bobble sizes? It's very simple. So then we put 2 in the first one as instructed, and now the next 5 are going to be by themselves. So continue that same process all the way around, so 2 together and then 5 single crochets by themselves. Okay, round number 7 is complete. Look at these fabulous colors taking shape. We're going to go on to round number 8. 2 single crochets together, increase, and then 1 single into the next 6. So again, we start off with the 2 together, and now the next 6 will be by themselves. So continue that same pattern all together. So 2 together and then 6 standing alone by themselves. That was 3, 4, 5, and 6. And as I promised earlier, you can see that the hexagonal shape is really starting to take effect, which is just what we're looking for. So we're now just moving on to round number 9, and here's the bobble here, and you're thinking to yourself, oh my god, Mikey, it's not really going to fit over top of the bobble. Now you have to understand that when we stop growing circles just like so, it takes several revolutions before it actually physically stops growing, because all of these stitches have to start fanning out and aligning properly. So you have to put some trust in me in this. In round number 9, what we're doing here is this is the very last time we're going to increase, and it says to 2 single crochet together, increase, and then the next 7 are by themselves. So the first one is going to be a double like we have been doing, and then the next 7 are standing alone. So this is be the very last time that we're going to increase on this, and then we're going to go several revolutions just going naturally around, and then we're going to start decreasing together. So maybe I should be counting here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 and 6 and 7. So to continue that, 2 together and then 7 standing alone. We'll meet back up and we'll start rounds number 10 all the way to 14, because those are really simple from that point. So moving up to rounds number 10 all the way to 14, so we're going to go all the way around. This now is going to start wrapping around and coming up the side of the bobble just like so. So beginning on this round here from 10 all the way to 14, which I'll leave for you to do, is that simply that every stitch is going to be a single crochet. See how the colors are working out? Now that this is getting bigger, it's like a sock normally then for your foot, is that you will see that the yarn colors are going to have a magnificent look on the fat part of your bobble or your Christmas ball. So continues round number 10 all the way to 14 on your own. We'll meet back up after round number 14 as we begin to start the decreasing process now to finalize it on the other side of the bobble. And please, 1 single crochet all the way around. So we're back here now. Rounds number 10 to 14 are complete, and now let's get our bobble out and check it. Look at that. So you have to put trust in me that it was going to work out, right? And so now we're at the halfway point here. Even though we're starting to decrease, this is going to start pulling around on top of the ball as we start to decrease the stitches going around. So let's begin round number 15 together, and it says to, let's just reset our stitches here, getting everything out of the way so we can carry on with our next process. So round number 15, it says 2 single crochet together, decrease, and then 1 single in each of the next 7. So if you remember when we were increasing that we had 2 together increase with 7 stitches by itself. So now what we're gonna do now, instead of increasing on the first stitch, the first 2 stitches we're going to decrease and put them together so that they're 1. So how we do that is just slip in the hook, pull in the yarn, and we're doing a decrease stitch. So we go immediately into the next one. So now you're just gonna grab the yarn and pull through, and you should have 3 on loops on your hook. Just pull through all 3. So now what we have here is the first 2 stitches have now just become 1 to start the decrease process. We're now going to do 7 single crochets by themselves. So that was 2, and then 3, 3, and then 4 and 5 and 6 and 7. And so we're gonna do a decrease again. So watch how it's done. We're gonna go into the first stitch, grab the yarn and pull through. We're gonna go into the next one, grab the yarn and pull through. You'll have 3 on your hook, pull through all 3. And so those 2 became 1. And so essentially right now you have that, it looks like a full circle. The hexagonal shape is gonna start to reappear again now that we're doing this configuration. So 2 together decrease, and then 7 by themselves all the way around. We'll meet back up and then move on to round number 16 next. So we're coming around the edge and I don't have enough stitches. Don't know what happened, but I'm gonna show you how to cheat on my own pattern. So for example, I have to end up with 7 empties after this single crochet together decrease. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I'm missing 2 stitches to go into. So this is what I would do to cheat the system, because once you do it with the first round here, you can actually just get away with it. So we need to create 2 more extra stitches. So right in the middle section I'm gonna put 2 in there. So then that gets you up to 6, and then I would do another single, and then I would do another, excuse me, but I just dropped my stitch. Do another single. So we got 2 together, and then I would put in another 2 together to increase it. It's so critical on this revolution that you end up with the right stitches, because then it'll decrease the ball equally going all the way around. So yes, I cheated. I don't know what I did wrong, but sometimes you just have to fake it or make it. So let's move along, and we're going to do round number 16 next, and that's getting even easier, and this will start speeding up because you're getting less and less stitches on your hook. So let's move along to round number 16. It says 2 together, decrease, and then 1 single into the next 6. So now that we've corrected ourselves on the pattern to be able to follow it around carefully, the remainder of the round should come together really seamlessly. So the first 2 are going to be together, just like this, and then the next 6 are by themselves. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So then the next 2 are going to be together. So 1 and 2 are together, and then 6 by themselves. So continue that all the way around, and you should end up with the right counts now that we've fixed it on the previous row, just like so. Okay, moving up to round number 17, really easy. 2 together decrease, so 2 singles together. So the first 2 are going to be by them together, just like we have been doing, and then the next 5 are by themselves. So continue that same process, 2 together and then 5 singles, and go all the way around, and let's meet back up at the stitch marker. We now finish round number 17, and now I've slipped in my ball. Because this is like a sock, I still have quite a room to play with. You can either slip in your ball now, or you can go 1 more revolution, and I have just put this in as where you can do it, but again, this is your creativity. You can decide what makes sense for you. So in my case, you know what, I think I have enough room that, see how much play I have? I'm gonna wait more around before I start playing. It gets a little more difficult once you have to start playing with this ball. going in. So moving up to round number 19, we have 2 single crochets together and then 4 into the next stitch. So again, we're continuing to decrease. So the first one here is 2 together and then 4 by themselves. So 1, 2, 3 and 4, and then put the next 2 together and continue to do that all the way around. I definitely think the ball needs to go in the next round for myself, but you have to determine what's good for yourself because it's after all your project and you can decide what's right for you. So I'm ready to slip in my ball into this, and what I want to do, this is the stitch marker here. I want to cut it a little shorter so that it's not so much I have to pull out, but I don't want to cut it to the point where when I'm pulling it up here that it's going to fall at the other side. I just don't want that to happen yet. So what I want to do now is that I want to grab my ball and I want to stuff it on the inside. So you can see that it's a little more narrower, but this is a sock. It's just like your feet. This is sock yarn. It's somewhat elastic because it's made of nylon and superwash wool, just like this. Okay, so you think it looks a little sloppy on there yet. We're still not done, aren't we? Because we still have to kind of pull our way up, and so it's going to start really grabbing onto this as we go in the next revolutions. So we've just finished off round number 19, ready for the next one. Round number 20 is single together decrease, and then 3 are going to be by themselves. So we're now going to just play with this at this point, and now we're going to work with this at the ball. What I just recommend is that kind of put your fingers in behind the material. So this is where you need a third set of hands sometimes, is that the first 2 are going to be together. You just want to kind of pinch it away from the ball so that you can slam in your hook easily. And so then the first 2 are together. Make sure I get all the plies, and then the next 3 are by themselves. Make sure that this yarn that is going into your hand right now is not going to be too loose or sloppy, because it's on the top side of the ball, so people will see that. So again, it's 2 together and then 3 standing by themselves. So continue to do that all the way around, and we'll move on to the next round next. We're now moving up to round number 21, and 21 says 2 single together decrease, and what we're going to just do then is do 2 singles standing by themselves. So the first 2 are together, just like so, and then the next 2 are by themselves. And this is when you don't let my little fumbling here deter you from this. It's easier to do it when it's closer to your body and on your lap. So do that together, 2 together decrease, and then 2 standing by themselves, and now you can really start seeing that it's pulling together at the top of the ball. We now just completed round number 21. Now it's time for 22. We're almost done with this project today. 2 single together decrease, 1 single into the next one by itself. So again, so the first 2 are going to be together. And so the advantage of using a clear ball versus a color in the inside is that you can see in the top part that the stitches start pulling, like, because we're pulling things together at the top. So if you're actually going to decide to do this, if for example you're using a darker color yarn and then you're using a light color like yellow or something inside the ball, then that just means that the ball will show through in different spaces. Actually, a great example of that is right here. I used a blue glittery ball on the inside, and you can see it just roughly on the top there. From a distance of your tree though, people are just going to be looking at the gifts and etc. So this is 2 together, decrease, 1 by itself. And so anyway, my point being is that, you know, people are going to be so engaged in looking at your tree and the gifts that you can probably get away with it if you have to, really. If you want to save some cash than buying some balls that you may not have. So remember, every other one by itself, 2 together after that. So let's carry on, and we got one more round to do, and pull this all together and finish it off and hang it on the tree. So we're ready for our last round, round number 23. And 23 we're going to be doing 2 together decrease all the way around, so every 2 become 1. Your neck of your bauble might be thicker, or it might be more narrow. You can actually decide to just collect all your stitches and grab it around if you wish, if it was loose. But in my case, I really do want it to look as good as I can. So I'm going to finish the crochet all the way so it fits comfortably to the neck of the top of the bauble. So every 2 is going to come together for the single together decrease, and continue that all the way around, and I'll show you how to fasten this off. And we are almost done, and I'm really happy with this one. It looks great. So I've come all the way around. I'm ready now to fasten off. So I've just cut my string off camera leading to the yarn ball, and I'm going to pull it out, and you notice I left it a little more thicker. When you're I almost squished my ball, actually. I could I could feel that it was indenting in, so you just got to be careful. This is our yarn string that we've been using to measure. Just kind of be gentle about it and pull it out. So now here we go. So we have to finish off this area, so what I would recommend to you is that you get yourself a darning needle. Especially if you're giving this away as a gift, you do want your ending to be fabulous. So what I would do for me is that I would weave in the outside pieces. So what I want to just do is then I want to go in the direction of clockwise, and I just want to come up underneath the stitches that are in the top only, up, and I want to collect them all like it's a clothesline. So just use your thumb and just pull it away from the neck if you have to, like I just did. Some things I just do automatically without sharing that information with you. So I'm going all the way around because my point being is that once I get all the way around, I can tug on this string tightly and it will pull it up and it will sit comfortably underneath the top as well. You can also remove this top piece as well if you wish, and then just replace it down on top of it afterward once you get everything settled in position. So now all the way back around. So I'm just going to use this string now and just carefully just pull everything, and it's going to tighten up underneath of this. And I'm just going to take it and I'm just going to wrap it a few more times around. Like this. I want to make sure this stays out perfectly. So I've just wrapped it around. So I'm just going to tie it in a knot. I'm just going to slip it underneath something. How detailed is that? Slipping it underneath something so I can create a knot underneath. Okay, and I'm going to do it one more time. And I just want to be very careful about these knots so it doesn't over stick out anywhere. Again, I'm just adjusting it. And then now that we tied it and we know it's not going to fall apart, I'm just going to slip in my hook and or my needle, and I'm going to go partially down the ball like here. So then that yarn string is buried underneath the ball, and you can safely cut that string. And this project, once you stretch it everything back out, you'll never see where you stopped and ended, just like so. So this would be then the finish of your Christmas bauble, and this is the final conclusion of this. So once you understand how to do these, you know, you can make a matching set very easily. And just to give you an indication is that I've done all of these balls with the same yarn ball. So you can still see I probably can still get another one, probably possibly two more yarn balls out of that in order to make up a complete set of different balls that we have going on. So until next time, I'm Mikey on behalf of redheart.com as well as the Crochet Crowd. Thank you so much for joining me, and next time we're going to have another great free tutorial available to you. So stay tuned and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.